message from Mr. John Trample.
Thank you very much to Wyatt Clark, grade 11 student. Give him a round of applause. You did a fantastic job of watching our game. I am definitely going to be talking a lot when we meet after the game, but I can't say enough about these two seniors, Nia Johnson and Jalen Berglund Simmons. They came. It's been 2.5 years, and I can't believe it's flown by. When they decided to come to Armbrae, I don't think they knew what they were getting into in terms of our program. We had a Div 3 team, and then when we looked at the class list, we had an influx of talented grade 9s and 2 grade 10s. And the one thing that I knew that we were going to be okay is because these two like to play defense. And when you're starting a program and building a culture, you got to have that mindset. And that's what these two gentlemen here, great student athletes, when they lock in, they get it done. They get it done on both ends of the floor. But not only that, as the years went through, they got it done academically as well. And they grew up here at Armbrae. Kudos to Mrs. Cernick and Ms. Kim McIntyre for specifically helping these gentlemen get through, and all of our teachers at Armbrae. So we're very, very excited to cheer on these guys tonight, and very looking forward to seeing what the next chapter is for Nia Johnson and Jalen Berglund Simmons. Can't say enough, gentlemen. Let's get after it. Let's have a great night. We're going to call the parents up, as we couldn't do this without them. All the drives, early mornings, Kristen in the parking lot, saying hello in the morning, dropping these guys off, and shout out to Legends Barbershop, Pete King. All right, come on up for a picture as we present. Pretty special. These two started basketball together. They started with North Preston Bulls. Many coaches. Another coach in the stands, Curtis Coward, played ENS U15, coached by Alex Metropolis, and U16 as well. And they started at Armbrae. They'll graduate at Armbrae as brothers. So another pictures. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some basketball? Before we begin tonight's senior night spectacle, a brief land acknowledgement. Armbrae Academy is located on the unceded and ancestral land of the Mi'kmaq First Nations people. Mi'kmaq is still home to many Mi'kmaq peoples, the original caretakers of this land. We are all treaty peoples. We also recognize that African Nova Scotians are a distinct people whose history, legacy, legacies and contributions have enriched that part of the county known as Nova Scotia for over 400 years. And now, tonight's starting lineups for the visiting team, the Citadel Phoenix. Number 3, Peter Napier, Super Senior. Number 4, Harrison Norman. Number 13, Senior Spectacular, Griffin McDonough. Another senior set to star, number 14, Gabe. And number 16, Travarius Covery. And now, here's your starting lineup for the Armbrae Ospreys. Number 1, number 9, Money Bruno. Number 10, Leon Coward. Number 4, Ollie Nadeau. And now, let's welcome our seniors. First, number 5, you know that you love him, Nye Johnson. Last but certainly not least, super senior number 6, Jalen Ferguson. Without further ado, let's play ball.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to what is going to be an amazing, fast-paced game, I would think, between the Armbrae Ospreys and the Citadel Phoenix. Bringing in with me tonight is Coach Bev Greenlaw, and the tip is off and the ball's in with Citadel's hands. Over to number 4, putting the ball up. Rebound off to Renai Beals. Pass to Jalen Bergen-Simmons. And he lays it in. Good evening, Coach. What are you expecting tonight?
Good evening. I think your prediction is probably accurate. There's two very athletic teams, a lot of talent, pretty good depth both ways. We just saw Armbrae's 2 seniors honored, and the other night at Citadel, their 3 seniors were honored. So. And all of those kids are going to get looks at, somewhere post-secondary. So
yeah, no, I think we should expect that you're going to see a lot of the scoring from the seniors on both sides. You're going to see Jalen Bergen-Simmons and Nye Johnson on Armbrae, and then you'll also have Peter Napier, Griffin McDonough, and Gabriel Hadid. The other
nice
seniors.
Little turnaround pull up there. Early lead by Armbrae 6-0.
Missed layup there by number 4, Harrison Norman.
What I've seen of Citadel so far this year, I haven't seen them obviously as much as Armbrae, but Napier can really stroke the 3.
Yeah, he definitely can. He is pretty much a lights out shooter when he gets in rhythm, and most times he is in rhythm. So if he gets started early.
McDonough, has been a pretty consistent leader for them, I think, this season.
Yeah, he actually can stroke it himself. He has a pretty good shot too. So, not to be outdone by his teammate for sure.
And their other senior, mainly an interior operator, but was very active against CPA on the interior the other night.
Yeah, and he also can step out and hit the 3, not afraid to shoot it. You're not going to see him launch him as much as Peter, that's for sure, but he definitely has no problem with stepping out and taking that shot.
He'll take it, but his percentages
take it with confidence.
aren't in the Napier kind of range.
No, not at all. And I think that is because he's not a three-point shooter, but he
Yeah.
has developed it a little bit to his game. Ollie Nadeau
Whoa.
trying to throw it down nice and early, but he misses that one. Trying to make a statement early. Ball over to the deep. Over to McDonough. Trace and Carvery.
And Travarius
Travarius Carvery.
can do that.
Yeah.
And also can penetrate and hit the pull-up quite well.
Yes, mostly, yeah. He has a very nice mid-range jumper. Renai Beals looking to take it off the dribble.
Off the rim, but back to
Travarius to Dion Coward. The spin dribble, and he draws the foul. Early foul on number 14,
Hadid.
Gabriel Hadid.
Yeah. So far, I mean, Armbrae got a little jump early while we were going through the personnel. But I think you and I would probably agree that this game is almost certainly going to be a closely contested, very intense battle.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping that, the people that are at home watching this wherever you are, and, you're going to sit back and relax and get some snacks, because I think you're in for a real treat tonight, and going to be very well entertained. Dion Coward goes 1 for 2 from the line. Some full court 2-2-1 pressure by Armbrae.
Yep.
Citadel got in just. Peter Napier almost went out of bounds, gets it back. Swinging the ball.
Not a
and
good
that's
percentage.
Way off. Yeah, that's way off by
Closely
Hadid.
guarded, and again, I don't count him as among their more accurate three-point shooters. I could be wrong.
Renai Beals sizing up the defense, and that's off the front of the rim. Carvery gets the rebound there. He's looking to go. Crossover. Oh, mid-range jumper. Stopped by Ollie Nadeau. Carvery gets it back and gets it back again. Second time. And Hadid cleans up the boards with a rebound.
That's where Hadid has been effective.
That's definitely his forte for sure. Like, that's where he does his best work. And there's a big launch there by Bergman Simmons, way off. Citadel got the ball. Here goes Napier taking, and McDonough rims out on the three.
Yeah, but a better look,
A
shooter's miss.
Steal there by McDonough. Looking to attack. Ball going to Napier. To Norman. He's blocked. Napier gets the ball deep in the corner and nails the three.
Thus far, and Napier on cue, we know what he can do. But thus far, Armbrae being beat up on their defensive boards.
Yeah.
And that right now is becoming a bit of a factor. So they're going to have to deal with that.
Nice kiss off the glass there by Renai Beals. And Napier's trying to push it as much as he possibly can. Carvery gets the ball. Over to Hadid.
Good ball movement by Citadel.
Missed that long three. Rebound by Renai Beals. He's going to step through, and that's off the rim.
Now, Armbrae are not crashing the old boards, and they're going to have to. If they want.
Right now, Citadel seems to be taking care of the rebounding.
Well, they're playing with more total team energy right now than Armbrae. Armbrae got the early start, but sometimes, as you know, that can be not the kiss of death. But
tax deep, kicks it out to Jalen Bergman Simmons, who does nail the three.
Nice driving kick. Jalen catches in rhythm and knocks it down.
Yeah, Ollie got right nice and deep into the key, and defense reacted.
Deflection.
Oh, and then another deflection, and it's going to stay at this end with Citadel. Deflection by Nye. Into the game is Elijah Mantley for Armbrae. Renai Beals going to take a break. Noah Gray's going to come in for a Citadel, as well as Mukhtar Abakar and Michael Tynes Jr.
And when I've seen Citadel, they have good depth, and they tend to use their depth early.
Yes, he does.
Oh, great take.
Yeah, Alex Petropoulos does
little bit
definitely
over
go to
rev,
his bench. Armbrae's got 3 or 4 rebounds right there. Kick out. Berglund Simmons misses a 3 on that one. Ollie Nadeau corrals it in. Looking to go to the hoop.
Well
and
done.
with the left hand, nice spin and finish. We've talked a lot about Ollie at the games we've done, and he seems to keep just getting better every time.
Ollie's really blossomed this year, I think. He was good last year, no question, but he's added elements to his game.
Yes,
he's gotten
definitely.
stronger.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Jalen, good job drawing the foul there.
Yeah, Jalen just being patient, staying down, working on the defense.
Another aspect of Ollie's game, actually, we saw it early because Travarius is very smooth on that pull-up. And
Ollie blocked him.
and Ollie got a very clean block.
Yeah,
well timed. And he's actually, that's one of the things he's added this season. He's become a very effective shot blocker. And it's all about quick vertical and timing.
Yeah. That first foul was on Michael Tynes Jr. for Citadel.
Number 1 for Citadel. Who we got?
Number 1 coming in is Kai Enders coming into the game, and Travarius is taking a breather. Jalen Bergen-Simmons is on the line, shooting one more shot. And he's off on that one.
Elijah shoots the gap, and looked like he might have earned the ball back for them off Tynes, but the referee saw otherwise. So
inbound by Enders. Abukar is going the length of the court. The ball gets swiped by Dion Coward.
Got away with that one.
Looking
That
to
can be
recover,
risky, I
under
think,
control.
Whoa.
Ollie goes coast to coast on that. Nice spin move and a finish. Abukar trying to get through that defense. Got stifling defense by Armbrae. Armbrae is still in the man, but putting a lot of pressure on the Citadel
well
guards.
defended.
Ball is moving.
But
and there you go. You get the ball to the hands of Napier at the two-point line.
Napier's somebody you've got to almost tag. You can't help off him too much because, as you saw there, he very quick release, and it really bailed them out of what was a struggling possession.
Yeah, you definitely have to know where he's at all times. Armbrae got the ball, all in the dough at the top of the key. Three is off. Rebound by Enders.
Whoa.
Oh, and there's a steal by Dion Coward. Oh, and a big block by Enders.
Remember I said a lot of athletes on both teams.
Yeah, there's definitely athletes here tonight.
Those were two pretty athletic plays, the
yeah,
steal and then the block.
Nice back in, and number 21, Clark Bryan are in, and Nye and Jalen will take a seat. Off that block, Armbrae will retain the ball underneath their hoop.
Now, after I made the comment about Citadel sort of out-energizing them, Armbrae changed that almost immediately. And since that, they've kind of controlled the energy flow. And the scoreboard does reflect that, although it's still very much a game.
Nice crossover.
That's what Renai does as well as anybody, is just stay down,
most
play
definitely.
down,
His
cross,
ball
recross,
handling drills.
shake and shimmy, you know?
Yeah. Oh, nice
Tough
take
finish
there.
by McDonough.
Nice finish by McDonough.
That's what I've seen him sort of on his scoring thing. That tends to be his most effective stuff.
A handoff there to Renai Beals. Taking under down low. Kicked
nice
over
kick.
to Dion Coward, who drains the three. Abukar is bringing the ball back up court. Armbrae's looking to trap. Over to Mike Tynes. Back to Abukar. He's off. Ollie Nadeau gets that rebound. He's looking to just slowly bring it up the floor, see what the defense gets. He's looking to attack at Enders every possession.
I was going to comment earlier, too. There's another area where Ollie has totally taken this game to another level, is the finishing in traffic.
Well, I think, they've also identified that's a bit of a mismatch for Ollie, and for whatever chance he's getting, he's looking to try and exploit.
The difference is that last year he would get there, but he wouldn't always finish.
Right. Yeah.
I think he's just added strength is a big factor of it, but he's so much more under control in traffic now that it enables him to be a much stronger finisher.
Yeah, his game has definitely come together nicely from what he was doing, sort of an individual athlete, to now a well-rounded athlete. Nye shimmies a little bit, gets
and
to the
there's Nye doing what he does very well.
Up with the right hand. Carvery's back in, gets the ball to Michael Tynes Jr. deep in the corner. That's off the front of the rim. There goes
They
Nye.
have numbers.
And he's going to put it up there and
read.
lay it off the backboard. And Armbrae is on a bit of a run. Albo Carr's getting himself caught in the corner. Ball through his legs. There goes Elijah Mantley and over to Nye Johnson. And another steal and a finish.
He doesn't want to take a timeout so close to the quarter break, but
Yes. But in a minute, a whole lot can happen. He's still trying to get through that
particularly
minute.
with this team.
And there's another finish and another steal.
Couldn't wait any longer.
Yeah, he couldn't.
We know why he did wait, but
Yes.
it, as you say, particularly, I think with either of these teams, but particularly with Armbrae, we've seen them this season. They can hurt you hard in a very few seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and they can hit you. They can hit you with many of their defenses. I mean, they can have their full 2-2-1. They can have their half-court man, and then that jump trap that comes.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
They have many variations, and because they are so athletic, the majority of the team, it just falls into what they do well.
The other thing I think they've gotten better at as the season has gone on, and we're seeing it so far in this quarter, they exert a lot more individual discipline in terms of the reach.
Yes.
They're playing much more with their feet, and the hands come into play when the play kind of invites it, rather than trying to force the hands and the reach and get in foul trouble.
Yes, the discipline has definitely gotten better from last year for sure, but even from the first of the season.
Even from the first half of this season,
yeah,
really.
From the first half of the season, their discipline is really something that you notice when you're watching the game.
And again, I mean, many people have said it wouldn't, saying it's a game of intensity and quickness.
Yeah,
quickness.
I mean, in this first quarter alone, there's only been 2 fouls called.
Yep. And I think that's about right.
No, for sure. I'm not saying that the referees missed anything at all, but that again just goes to the fact that Armbrae's discipline.
Another one. There's a foul.
And there's one right there.
Yeah.
So Elijah Mantley picks up his first
Elijah
foul.
came in a little late.
Yeah.
Normally, again, he's got very good judgment on that, but he got kind of too much off balance going forward. And again, Traverius is a good athlete, broke that pretty well too.
Yes, for sure.
There's
Pete
Napier.
Napier's going long again. If that's off.
That didn't go, but I'd be closing out hard on that.
Yeah, and that's his range, even for him, as far away out as he was. Renai Beals launches a long one, and that's off the front of the rim.
Renai has not found his rhythm from 3 yet tonight.
And McDonough's bringing the ball up the court, looking to attack at Nye.
Oh.
And Nye gets the blocking call.
That's a tough call either way. Tough to make, I mean, right? Because got a little bit of a semi-push here, and then we got...
Yeah.
Nye got back. Did he get position again?
Yeah.
He can have your feet moving defensively if
totally,
you're in the drive line.
He looked pretty square. He looked pretty square,
but tough call. Tough to make is what I mean.
Missed 3 there by Carvery, Traverius Carvery. Renai Beals at top of the key. Looks to attack on Peter Napier. Oh,
wow.
spinal little
got away with a walk.
Looks like he definitely got away with shuffling the feet. But
that may be a little bit of a semi-makeup. Who knows?
And so we're finishing the first quarter, 32-13
now that's
for the hometown Ospreys.
That's 19. But again, with the capacities of each of these teams, that may or may not hold up.
Oh, totally. Most definitely.
We'll see.
And I mean, I always tell players I coach that, anytime you're playing in a home gym, they could possibly be 10 points better in their own home gym. So you got to play that way. So Citadel will look to recover and try to make up the deficit going into halftime.
Well, they're going to try to creep back in this quarter.
Most definitely.
I think they've got to be a little more selective about who takes their shots, who takes what shots.
Takes what shots, exactly. Yeah.
Although, full credit to the intensity and the pressure and the discipline of the team defense of Armbrae thus far.
Yeah, no,
because
definitely. Armbrae came out and they definitely they came out locked in on defense. And again, like I said, regardless of what defense they were running, they've been very disciplined in running it, and very very successful also. So.
Well, and Citadel did a reasonably good job of moving the ball against that, but they were harried and it was hectic. You know?
And it didn't look as much of a flow later on in the quarter as it did earlier on in the quarter.
Yeah, they definitely got some disruption going on there. But again, I think if it comes back to who's taking what shots at the end of the ball movement for Citadel. I mean, if the ball moves, but it goes to someone that the defense doesn't have too much problem with taking a particular shot, that's good D and not necessarily good O. So the selectivity in terms of shot selection, in terms of who takes what shots, is going to be a key for Citadel.
So Citadel are back out with their 5 starters.
And they also had that quick stretch where they did, in fact, turn it over rapidly.
Yes, they did. They must have had about 4 or 5 turnovers in that probably, 2-minute span. Dion Coward ball over to Elijah Mantley. He takes it baseline, gets shut up, and this is that.
It's another one of Nye Johnson's talents. He's one of the better offensive rebounding guards in the league.
Now I got the rebound swung to Renai and over to Dion Coward, who drains a 3 in deep corner. McDonough bring the ball up. Looks to split the defense.
Great lead pass.
And a great
defensive
stop.
recovery.
Yeah, great defense by Peter Napier. And a nice take on the push by Hadid. Armbrae's looking to push it again. Renai Beals sizing up Carvery. Getting to the middle.
Nice
key.
find.
Nice backdoor cut by Nye Johnson. Kept himself moving. Renai found him for 2. Carvery's bringing it up over to Napier. Over to McDonough down the corner. Screen by Medib. McDonough's the ball moving by over to Carvery. Clock is getting low. Carvery's looking to take it.
A little too much on the pass.
Yeah, it was a good.
The idea wasn't bad. You got to take a little bit off it though, so it can hang in the air a bit and be found by your receiver.
He drew the defense late in the clock and looked to get the ball to Hadid, but just off his fingertips. Ball over to Renai Beals, and he is deep, and he drains that.
If he gets hot from there, now Citadel. Oh, there's another steal.
Yeah, another steal there by Dion Coward. Ball's in the hands of McDonough. There's your defense, your trap. Armbrae is all over the place. Napier, that's off on him, but Hadid gets a rebound there, but throws it away to Mantley. Johnson gets it.
Again, little
extra.
Too hard, too much. Now, he tried very hard. He double clutched in the air, tried, but if he had found the corner guy, that was his bailout.
Yeah,
rather than
it was
trying to go across
easier in
screen.
front of him than to go behind him, for sure.
But right now, Citadel really struggling against this intensity.
They are definitely. And I got to say, like, even from watching them a few times this year, they, I don't think they've faced this intensity before. And there's a lob. There's a lob from Renai to Ali Nadeau, who throws it down.
I believe that's a warning about the hanging on the rim, maybe? Yeah. Okay.
And also, I think the player's getting up off the bench. Because the referee's over there
that too.
patting them down, calming them down.
Nicely set up. That pass was, that was a nice lob by Renai to set him up for that.
Yeah.
But again, that is a statement type thing because look at the scoreboard right now.
Well, as I was saying before that big play, I don't think Citadel has seen this type of intensity this year. I mean, they played many teams and stuff, but
we're seeing
Armbrae's intensity is just different.
We're seeing a 12-2 run here. After we talked about what might happen.
That foul is picked up by Hadid.
I didn't see that cleanly enough to see what. I know the bench wasn't happy with it.
Oh, actually, my bad. I guess that foul was on Dion Coward. So Citadel's getting the ball back.
Armbrae had the ball, though, right? Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
Not really sure.
There's another turnover.
There's another turnover there. Ollie's looking to attack Mike Tynes.
Well, sloppy.
He gets a turnover, Ollie does. Over to Peter Napier. Down in the corner to Kai Enders.
There it is.
And over to Nye.
Trying to be.
He tried to do a little bit
Yeah,
extra.
trying to get. Now, Armbrae has to be cautious here. Right now, everything's rolling their way. And,
Yeah.
and I'll make another point about Citadel in a minute, but you can't get carried away. You score.
Yes, yeah. Make the basket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
make the
extra
basket
points
for
for
sure.
style.
No, I agree. I say the same thing. Unless it's kind of a given, just make the basket. That's off.
The 2-on-1 with the lob setup was one thing, but yeah.
And there's a steal and a finished basket up court to Renai Beals. So Armbrae is kind of having their way right now in the first half.
But he can do that. So
And
again,
Peter Napier will drain that three. Right
here's the
in front
point
of
I was going to
Beals.
make. Citadel, the clock's still running. Okay, they got it. Citadel has got to be a bit more conscious of who their inbounder is. Think of how many turnovers they've had on poorly selected and poorly thrown inbound pass. Okay, you've got your opponent can shoot the gap like crazy anyway. You don't need to put soft passes up there that are too easily picked off.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And part of that is who in terms of your inbounding.
And Jalen Bergen-Simmons does what he does well, finishing with the layup. Ball over in the hands of Enders. Looking to attack, it's stolen by Coward, and then he gets it back. And here we go. Number 15, Noah Gray in his hands, and over to Enders, who dumps the ball, and he's getting a technical for hanging on the rim.
Young kid, grade 10, I think?
Yeah, grade 10.
But you're down 30.
Yeah.
With the dunk, you're down 30.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Nice pass.
Not the time.
Finish the dunk and then get back on defense. Yeah.
I get why.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
they've been frustrated. They're,
Totally.
etc. But you've got to stay tuned.
And again, who knows, as a grade 10, he doesn't get the whole lot of time, and maybe it's his first dunk of the season and all
Who
that
knows?
fun stuff,
But,
right?
but lesson learned,
Yes.
maybe?
Yes, definitely.
Too often you got to get burned for the lesson to be learned,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So here comes Armbrae up the floor. Nye Beals leading the charge. Nye flashes middle. He's got Noah on him. Oh, he misses a layup.
Gets the board.
And the ball's off. Noah
Again,
knocks it off,
it looked like it was
Renai.
off Citadel, but call says no. Plenty of time still in this quarter, actually. So Armbrae again has got
to cut in a little bit. It's only
Yeah.
halfway through, so if they can get some cut into it and get it down to a respectful 2-point game.
but can't do it that way.
No, you got to take care of the ball. Hesitation there by Dion Howard, and the foul there by Noah Gray.
Actually, right now, I don't know whether you agree. I sense a drop in intensity by Armbrae. Citadel has not taken advantage of it yet, but Armbrae has got to kind of continue to keep the intensity. It's hard, right?
Yeah.
It's very difficult because he can tell you not to play the scoreboard all they want, but humans play the game.
Oh, totally.
And humans get influenced by these things. But their intentionality and intensity has just had a slight drop. Citadel has not taken advantage of it yet. We'll see
Both of
whether
those
they
shots
do.
are good for Dion Coward. And I don't know, my eyes may be a little off today, but that foul was not on Noah Gray. It was on McDonough. So that was his foul. As an air ball there by Enders. Gray had the rebound, but he lost it. And there goes
Got the
Dion
angle.
Coward to the hoop. Not getting the call. Rebound by Ollie Nadeau. And let me just wait until I see who the foul is on this time.
And now,
And that is on Noah Gray. Picking up the first one.
And the other thing too is I mentioned earlier about the rebounding. Armbrae's certainly taking care of the offensive end of the board.
Yes. Ollie Nadeau at the line shooting 2, and he hits the first one.
Different mixtures of players for Citadel. Coach probably trying to find a combo here, but he may have other things going on in terms of trying to figure out how to get back into this thing.
Yeah. Ollie Nadeau hits both of those shots. Nice pass there. And we have Kalen Bowes on the court. Number 2 has a nice assist there.
Broke
on the
pressure very
finish.
nicely there and found a teammate.
And we have Dion Coward at the top of the key. Handoff there from Berglund Simmons.
Tricky.
A nice back door.
Tough into traffic.
Nadeau. Rebounds back out to Armbrae. Renai Beals sizing up McDonough and drains the three. And we got another foul.
Is that a second one?
Dion, it's at least a second, yeah. Yeah, because he just got one up at this end here. I can't remember if he got one in the first quarter or not, but he's got two now anyways.
Yeah, that's a factor because, as you know, Dion brings a lot of energy and length.
He definitely does, and length, yeah.
You know, to their defense and their row. And he's been knocking down the three from the corner.
Mukhtar Abakar is back on for Citadel. Look, attacked there by Enders on the baseline. He's blocked. And there, there was a nice looking lob there from Ollie to Elijah Mantley, but it was a little offline. Ball's back to Ollie, who misses a three. Enders gets his fingers on the rebound. And it's retained by Citadel. Abakar is looking to bring it up over past Mantley.
Clock.
Okay, so we have a shot clock violation. Get that reset. So we have Cale Brown that's coming in for Berglund Simmons.
So, yeah, still, again, an interesting mixture for Citadel in terms of the lineup.
And ball's looking to move there. Carvery's way off on that one.
And that is a shot
That is definitely a shot. And he might be a little frustrated now, so.
Yeah, who knows? But normally he can knock that down.
Oh, totally. That's definitely in his repertoire for sure. Napier's back on. He's replacing Enders. Abakar, Carvery, Noah Gray.
So
Harrison
far,
Norman.
Armbrae continues to control. No
and
rhythm
Renai
there.
Beals is still launching threes. That one's off the front of the rim. Abakar is looking to go past Mantley. Split the defense. Norman's going to the hoop and gets the layup. I think that's the first score for Citadel in quite a while.
Well, it's 28-11 this quarter so far.
And Dion goes back to the hoop again.
And Napier seems to be rushing a little bit this quarter.
Yes, most definitely. The ball's pushed up, and Renai Beals get that. Napier over to Abakar, looking to push the ball up the court, and there's a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, enough of you chase and reach long enough, somebody's going to blow a whistle.
Renai Beals is picking up that foul. Clark Bryan's back in. Nye Johnson's going to take a breather. Here's Carvery over to Abakar, looking to drive. Back to Harrison Norman. Throws the ball back over half. And another turnover for Citadel. So Armbrae's inbounding in front of the long bench, and there's a steal by Therese Carvery. And he's just finishing with the layup. Bryan's bringing the ball up, getting the ball over the wing on Renai Beals. On the wing in front of, guarded by Peter Napier. Over to Dion Coward, guarded by Norman. And crossover and a pull-up.
Long, but board was there.
Off the fingers of Cale Brown. And Renai is going to retrieve that. Launch a three, it's off the rim. Noah Gray gets the rebound for Citadel, is looking to push it, looking to take Bryan on his own. And a nice scoop and one.
Quite well finished on that one.
Yes, nice and one there by Noah Gray. Clark Bryan picks up his first foul there. Noah Gray will go to the line for one shot. Nye Johnson and Berglund Simmons back in for Elijah Mantley.
Elijah's
And
missed
Renard
a number
Beals.
of games with some variety of injuries, so I think this is his first game back for.
Oh, really?
After another set of sort of ongoing injuries stuff this season.
Number 14 is back in for Citadel, Gabriel Hadib. And Abukar is going to take a seat. Peter Napier is guarding Dion Coward.
Knocking it down.
And he drains a 3. Over to the corner to Noah Gray. He's going to take it to the hoop. That's off front of the rim. Clark Bryan gets the rebound. Under control now. Nye Johnson tried to thread the needle through the middle to Cale Brown.
That would have been a heck of a thread.
That would have been a pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there was a Citadel player in the way slightly. Noah Gray's going to take a seat, and Abukar will be coming back in. Hadib guarded. Brian's guarded by Hadib.
Extra reach.
And we get a foul called. Was that on 3 or 4? On 4, I think it was it?
Was it 4? Yeah, okay. Fourth
Harrison,
team foul on both teams. We've only got about a minute 20 in the quarter, so it's not a huge factor yet.
Balls up to the top to Nye Johnson. Over to Dion Coward with the quick trigger.
Dion is feeling it tonight. Dion is feeling it tonight.
Yeah, he's just catching and shooting. Kavarius Carvey looking to get his own shot up. That's off the rim. 2 Ospreys there for the rebound. Here comes Dion Coward and getting the ball right to Cale Brown, who hesitates.
Nice find.
Yes, nice hesitation. Let Peter Napier fly by, and Cale Brown gets his first basket of the night. Here comes Citadel looking to.
Yeah.
And there's a travel call.
Aside from Citadel having real problems getting organized in their row and attacking the Armbrae defense, their own defensive transition has been really spotty.
Yes, definitely.
Armbrae are tough anyway. They're great in offensive transition, but they're getting way too many wide open opportunities in transition.
Josiah Brown is now in, replacing Carvery, Tavares Carvery.
Jalen with the spin.
Jalen with the spin there. Rebound by Cale Brown. Bryan is fouled by number 6. Josiah Brown. Clark Bryan will go to the line for 2 shots. And coach would like a timeout with 30 seconds left in the first half.
Probably trying to get the max out of this last possession, right?
Yeah.
But that's a 41-point margin we're looking at.
Yeah, that's a big first half score. Right now, 70-29. 70-29 for Armbrae over Citadel.
And the other factor, and I've seen, I think you've seen Armbrae play a fair amount this season too, but their strength has been that they get you late.
Yes.
So with that as a strength, kind of laying there in the rushes, waiting to kind of emerge, this is very problematic for Citadel.
Yes, most definitely. I want to thank also Maritime Athletic Profiles for bringing this live stream to everybody who are fans of basketball and fans of Citadel and Osprey who can't be here tonight. You are being treated to what I suppose is probably a real big surprise, for at least for the distance in the score. We had thought that it was going to be a closer game.
I think you and I are both surprised.
Yeah, I totally am.
Armbrae would be favored, but not to be this kind of
not to this degree for sure. And again, this was kind of a 1 versus 2 kind of matchup.
Yep.
In that Armbrae is undefeated this year. I think they're 9-0.
Yep.
And Citadel has 2 losses.
I think they're 9-2 now, and they're Millwood is 9-3. Is
And,
that
and Millwood is also tied for first with the 3. So the 3 teams are tied for first. So.
Well, no, Armbrae's in first.
Yes, at the moment, yes. It's Citadel and Millwood were basically tied for second.
Although Citadel would have the edge in terms of one fewer loss, but yeah. So effectively, this was a 1 versus 2,
right.
really. But
yeah.
it's not unfolding. I thought, I said it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think you disagree. We thought this was going to be a pretty competitive, pretty hard fought, pretty closely battled game. It has been, hard fought, but the edge has gone all in one direction.
And it's been flashy, and it's been speeded up, but it was all because of the defense, which turned into the offense for Armbrae that you've gotten that.
Yeah, and again the essential lack of defensive transition to match, so that Armbrae most often has gotten numbers in their transition, not just off high turnovers, i.e. turnovers higher in the court.
Another turnover there.
There's Nye doing again that offensive rebounding thing he does.
So we are heading into the halftime with the hometown Ospreys with a whopping 72-29 lead over Citadel Phoenix. The coaching staff of Citadel and Citadel as a team has some work to do to turn this around and make this more of a competitive game.
Yeah, so they actually, their lead in the second quarter, their margin was actually larger than the very large margin
in the first quarter. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they 19 after the first quarter, and
now we're up.
Now
to
they're 43. So you're talking 24 margin.
Yeah, so they've stretched it out for sure.
Yeah, and there were. I mean, I wasn't making it up. There were periods during which Armbrae got a little carried away. There was a lull there, but Citadel seemed unable to take advantage
capitalize
of it.
on it at all. Yeah, for sure. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. And we're back for the second half of the high school boys, Metro High School boys senior night here at the Halifax Ospreys. And they are facing Citadel Phoenix. Ospreys are up 72-29 as we start the third quarter. And so, Coach, what do you think? Coach Petropoulos was saying to his teammates at halftime to try and get them to regroup and
well,
get back into
there would
this.
almost be too many things to say, and basically, I guess it's a gut check first, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be very interested to see who and how they rely upon to get this thing back into being a basketball game.
Right.
But it does have to start with a lot more competitiveness than they were able to muster over that first 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the first 5 minutes are really going to show, and then you have a turnover right away on the first possession, a pinned layup there, and another steal by Dion Coward, and there's no foul on that. So a lot of action at the hoop as Citadel's still looking to take at.
Looks like the energy part came through, but now they've got to be better passing team.
Yeah,
than
you have
they've
to
been so far.
take they have to literally go this half without very, very few turnovers at that. Nye's looking to get to the hoop.
That's probably on 14.
Yeah, he is number 14. Gabriel Hadid is picking up his second foul, I believe. And ball will go back to Osprey on the baseline. But again, like I was saying, Citadel's going to have to play pretty much flawless free.
Well, that's why they're 0 for 2. They've turned it over twice in two
already
possessions, right?
in under 30 seconds, right?
Now, Armbrae has they haven't shown us yet that they're going to get their flow back on 0, which makes it even more important that Citadel take care of the ball. Nicely done.
There's a nice pass from Treverius Carvery into Norman, who waited and got the ball into McDonough. Finished. Nye Beals has the ball up high. Screened by Dion Coward. And Nye Beals is looking to just launch it over top of McDonough. He misses it. And Norman has to get that ball up and over. And instead he tries to force it through the legs of the defender. And it's a turnover. That's finished by Berglund Simmons.
And there's
another steal by Berglund Simmons. And he finishes again.
Yeah, the passing and the receiving have got to come up several notches for Citadel.
Yeah, they already have about 5 turnovers in what would be like a minute and a half.
It looks like Treverius is coming to play this half.
Yeah. Treverius is kind of trying to lock in and trying to get everybody else to lock in with him as he scores that layup. Berglund Simmons.
The other thing too, again, because Armbrae kids they're young players. Okay, if Citadel begins to take better care of the basketball, they may start to get some reach fouls from Armbrae because it's worked for them, right?
Right.
So they're going to be tempted to reach, and then we might see some whistles. And there's
kind of like that.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Citadel gets the ball back. Norman has to keep it simple. The fancy passes are not going to be what's going to make Citadel successful.
Particularly if it's not in your repertoire, and so far it hasn't.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Now you got that steal, and he had another layup.
Good simple ball movement.
Shoots a long 3, and that's off. Now he gets a rebound and helps up his teammate, Ollie, and he's going up court. And looking to split the defense.
Stayed down, shifted.
There's another foul there, number 4, Harrison Norman. He'll be replaced by Michael Tynes Jr. And then also Noah Gray will also replace Gabriel Hadid. Nye Johnson's going to the line.
Backed off the line. We've got to stay on the line. Nye knows better.
He
does.
Shot that first one, missed that one. He's looking to shoot one more. I mean, I and Jalen have had a great senior night.
It's looking good so far, eh?
Yeah, they've had a really good seniors night.
Didn't quite get the putback to go.
Tavares, Carvery gets it over to
Nice
McDonough.
board and good
nice
patience.
Board by Michael Tynes. He puts it back up, and he is fouled by Ollie Nadeau. So Tynes will go to the line.
Now Tynes is a grade 10. He was certainly one of the few most talented grade 9s last year when he was at Grammar.
Yes, he was, sure. So Gray has come out of the game, and Hadid is back in.
Knocks them both down.
And Tynes knocks down both of those free throws. So let's see if Citadel can get a couple breaks, get a couple stops.
They've got to get stops, as you say.
One stop at a time is what they need, but not leaving Renai open on that two corners. That's not going to help them any.
Dion
that's for sure.
and Renai and those two in particular have definitely got flow going tonight.
Yeah, they've had their way from the 3-point line, that's for sure.
No movement off the ball.
And Michael Tynes shows the ball way there. Ollie with a nice acrobatic layup.
It was pretty clear Tynes was in the air and in trouble, but nobody moved to him to help
him.
Give him a receiver.
Yeah. Ball's jammed in the corner. Napier has it. He's working on Bergen Simmons. Tavares Carvery going up in the middle of the key, and he gets that shot.
Tavares is trying to do what he can to muster
definitely.
A little bit of a.
So Renai Beal at the top of the key. He's looking to take two Citadel players off the dribble.
Didn't great.
Ollie gets the rebound and puts it over to Bergen Simmons. Missed layup,
Short,
gets his rebound back.
And that may be another foul on 14.
And they're giving another foul to 14.
So that's at least 3.
Yeah, Gabriel Hadid. And we're getting a 5-player sub for Citadel. And we're getting Elijah Mantley is in for Armbrae. And Renai Beals is taking a seat. And at the table to replace Bergen Simmons on foul line will be Brian. Will be looking to come in.
But so far, Armbrae are winning this quarter as well.
And Jalen drains them both. So in for Armbrae is Will Stewart and Clark Bryan. Oh, Hudson Curry. Hudson Curry, not Will Stewart. Hudson Curry is making his debut, as they're saying. So we have Josiah Brown bringing the ball up, moving the ball quite quickly, getting it over to Gray, Noah Gray. Abukar back over to Brown, who's down. Going to move the ball, and it's getting over to number 2, Kalen Bowes. And there's a release of Abukar that rims out.
Didn't go, but Citadel had better off-ball movement in that possession, which enabled the ball to move than they've had in most of their possessions all night.
That foul picked up by Kalen Bowes. And Dion Coward going back to the line, shoot 2 shots.
Armbrae defensively are a team against whom, if you are not active in your attempt to receive the pass, you are not going to receive the pass.
Oh, yeah, no, totally. You definitely have to be coming to the ball.
You got to make good choices, but you've really got to continue to move to get open.
Yeah. Because they're moving to get it.
They're going to shoot the gap. They're going to shoot the gap consistently and continually, and effectively.
Yeah, and effectively, for sure. And ball in the hands of Abukar. Now Bowes. He's looking to attack downhill, just short.
Bowes again showing some determination and pretty good energy so far. What's that?
We have a technical called on the bench.
Probably wanting it. I didn't see a foul there. So,
I didn't see a foul there. I just thought it was
Yeah.
a short release.
But again, one of the things you do as a coach and things like that, you try everything.
You
Maybe
try.
taking a tee will be.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
We have been there, yes.
We have been there where we took one for the team.
Yep.
Just to get the hopefully
See
if
what
it
the next
charges
few
them up.
calls are,
Yeah.
right? See what
Yeah.
the next few
And
calls
see if
are.
it charges your team up a little bit also, right? So inbounded by Nye Johnson here on the sideline. Elijah Matley
Got himself in trouble there.
baseline. He got too far out of bounds. So one of the few turnovers, and
If
definitely
you can't
probably
turn
only
the corner
first.
instantly on that, you know you've got to escape. You're not gonna. Things will only get worse. Good spin.
Ball in the hand of Bose, and then we're picking up a foul here by Brian.
Again, Bose is showing good offensive attacking energy. You know, he's getting penetration. He's making some stuff happen. Chances are we're not going to see a comeback here.
No,
But
chances are.
what Citadel has got to look for now is who is prepared to compete.
That's right. That's right. I mean, the outcome is inevitable, but you still want to see which of your players are here to compete. And Bose drains both of those. Kalen Bose, grade 11. Deion Coward swings it over to Elijah Matley. He beats Noah,
Nice
kicks
kick.
it out to Nye Johnson, who then drains a deep three.
And
In the corner.
Nye's not normally
No.
doesn't take a lot of threes,
No.
but I mean he had plenty of time and space on that.
Yeah,
Nice
no, for
setup.
sure.
And again, I call them flow points. When you get this kind of lead, everybody gets a lot more loose and confident.
Oh, more confidence
you
for sure. And Nye picks up another foul there, trying to get in possession.
know. That I think clearly was
Yeah.
he didn't get position.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. He moves his feet quick and everything, but he just didn't get there on that possession. But that was, I think, Nye's third foul there. Bose again going downhill.
Got away with it. Didn't get away with trouble.
Yeah, the balance, off balance a bit there.
The ball got
Rush.
slightly tipped, so he kind of bobbled it, and
Yeah.
then he got the extra step. And Chrissy Downey caught him.
So we're halfway through the third quarter. Armbrae is continuing to play at will for
Risky.
the most part. Yeah, that was a risky pass in there to Elijah. Downhill comes Brown. Again, that's another short one by him. He's got to the hoop a couple times, just not finishing up high. Brian's coming down and throwing the ball.
But he also has been, showing some courage.
Yeah,
in terms
most
of
definitely.
attacking.
Most definitely. I mean, again, these are players that, to some degree don't get a whole lot of playing time, so they're trying to do what they can do in the time that they're given.
Their offensive energy has been good.
Has
They're
picked up.
moving. They're moving without the ball. They're then finding the guy. And
Nice
they're
move
struggling to
to
finish,
baseline
but-
there, and by Gray, nice baseline move, put the ball up, had his fingers on the rebound, it just came off. But I think in this quarter here, they've actually probably put the ball on the rim more times already than they did.
They've
in the
had
second
far more
quarter.
penetration.
Yeah.
They're just it's better offensive energy.
Yeah, definitely. And Bo's going to the hoop again, misses that. Rebound by number 24, Hudson Curry. All in the dough, down to Brian in the corner. Big rebound there by Kai Enders, and throws the ball away. Elijah Matley misses that one. Jalen Bergen-Simmons gets the rebound, puts it back up. Kai Enders running it down for Citadel, got a 3-on-1.
Idea good, just too low on the dish.
And that's way off by
Gonna get called for over the back.
three by Josiah Brown, and an over the back call on
Gray, I believe.
Gray, Noah Gray.
Yeah, Ender's idea there was good, but he just
got it,
the pass was too low. He
Yeah.
just didn't put enough on the pass.
Into the game for Armbrae now, first time is Will Stewart. So he's getting a little bit of run here.
The pull
Ball
up.
in the dough, nice pull up just inside the foul line. Abakar's running the point now for Citadel, going right down the lane and over top of Stewart. Picking up two. Cal Brown bringing the ball up for Armbrae. Off the hands of Renai Beals, and there's Noah Gray, who misses the dunk.
I mean,
Nice
you knew he was going to
rebound
try
by
to,
Abubakar.
but again,
Ball in the hands of
Yeah.
Tynes, and he throws it away to Berglund Simmons. Yeah, that was a nice opportunity for him to get 2 points. It went for the dunk, and it didn't fall through. So nice rebound by Will Stewart there, and a putback. That's over the neck.
off balance on the
Yeah.
putback.
Berglund Simmons. Oh, a step
Pullback.
back three.
Boom.
Will gets another rebound
Another
there.
offensive board.
Gets it out there to Renai Beals. And that's off. Abubakar gets the rebound there. Looking to push it up. Trying to find an open corner. Mike Tynes Jr. And then kicking back it over to the corner. Noah Gray gets a rebound, put it back up. Blocked by Ali Nadeau. But a rebound by Josiah Brown, and he finishes on a putback.
And the other new player for Citadel is Finn McLean.
Okay, number 19, Finn McLean is now in the game. Armbrae is looking to just see what that gives him.
Floater.
And there's Renai Beals.
Well,
That possession there, for previous possession there for Citadel, they had about 4 or 5 rebounds, so that's probably the first time we've seen in a long time
Yeah.
where they've actually been
Well,
able to keep the ball at this end of the court.
they're getting better first looks.
And there's a big
But-
three there by Noah Gray.
Now that they are doing a little bit on the offensive and taking better care of the ball, moving themselves and getting open for better angle passes, they're getting good first shots and they're getting some boards. But what's beginning to become apparent at this end is they're really struggling to defend
Yes, they're
one-on-one
still
against Armbrae.
Oh,
They're
and there's
just
Cal
consistently
Brown.
getting their matchups they're getting beat.
with a nice finish over Noah Gray.
But part of that is because the Citadel has their young crew on right now, and Armbrae their gap shot.
And there's a steal by Renai Beals, and he goes right up, almost touching the rim to finish that. And Berglund Simmons will pick up his foul here.
Part of the question now, with the third quarter almost done, is will the Citadel coaching staff put their veterans back on the floor, having had to sit there and watch for a while,
Right.
and see, okay, are you ready to compete for a quarter?
Right.
Right?
Because the reality is, I mean, like I said, the outcome is inevitable for sure. But in league play, like points for in a game still do count. So if I've beaten somebody by 60, like I want to lose by 59. I don't want to lose by more than 60 because it may have an impact.
Well,
right?
not just that, but I mean, they're now after this game, they're going to have the same won and loss record as Millwood.
But Millwood has the advantage.
The advantage
Yeah,
the rest of the way.
Citadel lost
yeah.
to Millwood by 5 in overtime.
Okay, so
Basically, after this game here, they will go to third.
yeah, so they're probably looking at a 2-3.
Maybe that,
in
yeah.
and that
in
will probably
semis.
be a matchup
Yes.
in the playoffs. One of those teams will advance and get an opportunity to play Armbrae again. We presume,
Yes.
presuming that Armbrae gets past whoever
Yes.
is 4 or 5, whatever.
Yes.
But you got to be thinking about that.
Yes. Oh, totally. Most
You know?
definitely. Most definitely. And again, Citadel Armbrae has continued to stretch their lead.
Yep.
Going into the fourth, it's 101-48.
Yeah,
which
they
is
won
now
that quarter as well,
53 points, where it was 41 at halftime. So,
Yeah.
but
it was
again,
actually 43 at halftime.
43.
Yeah,
So now it's
so-
53.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, Citadel, the players that they had on, and for the majority it was their second line of players, they came out wanting to compete.
They competed.
Yeah, they came out wanting to compete.
Where
and
they
did
are
good.
right now as individual players,
Most definitely.
joining together as a 5-player unit.
Yep.
They competed. They were
did.
more active. They were more intense. They were more aggressive.
Yep.
Now again, credit to Travarius, who came out
That's right.
and sort of led that crew early in the third quarter.
Right.
And tried to do what he could, but. Yeah, but then I think the decision was made, hey, let's let the veterans look for a while and see what's going on and see where that goes. Again, part of what I'm curious about is will the veterans get back on the floor again?
All? Yes, for sure. Elijah Mantley taking on Trazen Barton, and he drains that. Trazen Barton is now in the game, and he is replacing Josiah Brown, who did a pretty decent job in that last quarter. Trazen Barton kicking the ball over to Finn McLean, who nails down.
Nice kick.
Knocks down
and,
the three.
Caught and shot and flow.
And Dion Coward going right at Michael Tynes Jr. He draws a foul.
For what it's worth, part of why, if I were on the Citadel bench right now as a coach, I would put my vets back in at some point because I would challenge them, and I want to find out, can we defend?
Yes.
Can we take care of the ball, and can we defend these guys? Because so far there's no evidence tonight that Armbrae can be defended when they don't simply get the turnover and get the numbers.
Yeah, in the half court for sure. A big rebound there and a putback by Hudson Curry.
I keep wanting to call him Hunter, but his name is Hudson.
Yeah. Abakar looking to spin on Coward. Barton dribbling. And there's a steal by Elijah. I think he's going to throw this down. There he goes. Every chance Elijah gets, he will definitely knock that down like that.
Well, again, when you have ups, it is, and you've got a big time lead here, right?
Most definitely.
So, and again, if you flip the other side, a couple of the Citadel kids have had opportunities and they want to throw it down.
Right.
Because at this stage of the game, it's kind of like individual pride.
Oh, totally.
a lot of little things going on here, But again, I'm still curious as to whether Citadel will put the vets back on as a unit at any point. As experimentally, right? To see, what the question that's hovering is. I would like to. I'm kind of curious to see how they might respond to it. But again,
and like you said, again, moving forward, if he's looking at the bigger picture, like they're down by so much and playoffs are coming up, like do I chance putting my veterans back in?
Yep, you don't know. I mean, I'm talking more from somebody who's not directly involved. I'm curious from a basketball point of view, but I got nothing at stake, right? They do.
Yeah, no, totally. So we'll see what happens with Citadel moving forward. And we have Abakar bringing the ball up the court, guarded by Dion Coward, who's giving him a little bit of hassle all night long. Michael Tuttons, Trazen.
Yep, good penetration.
Trazen Barton going to the hoop, and he's going to pick up the foul, draw the foul.
One thing that is not in question is that Armbrae has made a statement tonight.
Oh, they definitely have made a statement. They came out and quite easily just punched Citadel, and they never recovered. Trazen, this is the first one. That foul is picked up by Clark Bryan. And again, I honestly don't think anybody who knows the game of basketball and has watched the high school basketball this year really expected this.
Yeah, as I say, I mean, I'm reminded of why I don't go to casinos and don't try to make a living guessing ages and weights, but because I'm not a great predictor. But I'm shocked at how far off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, another drain three by Dion Coward. Yeah, I am totally. More surprised about the distance in the lead, and maybe not so much about the win, but yeah. And
Dion, just on that, Dion's really dialed in tonight.
Dion's out there playing like he's on senior night.
Good point. Good point.
Right?
Yeah.
But also making a statement that my seniors are leaving this year and I'll be back. So
he's in post grad territory.
Yes, right.
Came back and show the fellas how.
So it's all good. It's all good for sure. I mean, as you can tell, when you're losing 2 seniors and you still have the talent that Armbrae will have, like next year is going to be a good year again.
Yeah, they're going to be okay.
Very talented team. But again, Citadel's only losing three seniors, and
Yeah.
so.
And I think Armbrae will miss the contributions that
Oh,
those
most
two
definitely.
seniors have made, without question.
Oh, for sure.
But each
yeah.
year is a new year, and
Yeah.
new people playing new roles.
And
right?
new people come in, you know.
Yep.
There's some very talented grade 9s and 10s that are coming into these programs, so you just never know, right? You just never know. So the point being run by Elijah Mantley, guarded by Josiah Brown. Gets that ball over to Dion. He misses that 3. Big rebound there by Kai Enders. Oh, Brown
Nice.
spin, gets it over. The ball goes to Trayson Barton. And he's not afraid to attack the hoop. Misses that layup.
Yeah, it looked on the penetration like the guy was going to be off balance, but he gathered himself nicely and made that kick.
Now he's gone all the way around. Started from one side, went to the other, finished the layup, and drew the foul. Michael Tynes picks up his foul. That's at least his second, possibly his third.
And it would appear that so far that maybe the coaches have decided, let's get the vets really upset and kind of see what kind of gut check they can have the next time we might get an opportunity to see these guys.
Take a peek at them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's definitely
that could change too, but
it's definitely a statement tonight by Armbrae. Michael Tynes bringing it up, handing it off to Trayson Barton, who's working his way around, getting the ball. 0-2. Josiah Brown, who misses the layup. I thought he had a good open look for a 3.
Yep.
Ali Nadeau, the top of the key, getting some screens from Will Stewart. Renai Beals guarded by Trayson Barton, who reaches in, which is probably not a great thing to do against Renai. Bergen Simmons looking to
floater.
attack. Kai Enders getting the rebound. He's looking to push it. Another missed layup.
He's not
by Brown.
Not quite able to finish that.
Yeah.
He's tried it a few times.
Yeah, he has tried the up and under a couple times.
But it's if he continues to work on it, he could add that to his game. Because he's getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, and he just picks up another foul there. Josiah Brown. I think that may only be his first, maybe his second. He hasn't picked up many this game. Trayson Barton laying right up on top of Ali Nadeau.
Partly
and
because
he steals the ball. Oh.
Partly because the margin's been so large, the refs have been letting them play fairly much, right?
And there's a jump ball. And so Citadel's going to get it back. Michael Tynes is bringing it up, guarded by Cale Brown. Looking to take it down the middle. Trying to find an open
Had 2 open kicks there.
Yeah, he had a couple open kicks in the corner there. Jalen Bergen Simmons looking to take on Finn McLean and finishes on a sweet spin to the hoop.
Not too much going wrong for Armbrae tonight.
Not a whole lot at all. They are definitely having their way. Josiah Brown kicking it to the corner. Swinging that ball over to Michael Tynes. Cale Brown, defense. Tynes misses off the backboard. Ali Nadeau looking to push it. He's going to pull it out. Slow it down a little bit. Everybody's looking to run their offense. Cale Brown's launching a 3, and that's off. Enders gets the rebound. And Brown's looking to attack, go by Renai Beals, and Renai reaches. Citadel will take a timeout with 5:33 left in the game. The score has definitely blossomed, 116-54. But again, I mean, in defense of of Citadel and positivity, the players that they've played in the second half have actually contributed to the game in a positive.
Well, again, it's not. I'm sure it's not the script within which the Citadel coaching staff would have preferred that these kids are getting the experience of playing against a very talented, competitive team.
Yes.
But they are getting that experience.
But they are getting the experience.
They're responding pretty well within the scope of where they are individually and collectively right now in their game, right?
Most definitely. Yep, they definitely are.
Starting with the fact they're trying to compete.
Yeah.
They're competing.
They are definitely doing that. Because really, it doesn't really matter what five you have on the floor. They could literally come out on the floor and not compete.
Yeah.
And have their head down and whatever.
Or come out and be totally individual.
Yes.
Et cetera, right?
Yes.
But they've tried to play together.
Yes.
They've tried to do some stuff on the finishes that are beyond where they are right
Most
now.
definitely.
But they're getting there.
Yeah.
Et cetera.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I mean, just the fact that this Armbrae team has played together for the last 3 years, and the majority of them, some of them 2 years at least.
Well, they've paid their dues on the way to this season.
Yes.
Which so far has they've started to cash some checks, right? I mean, they've definitely made the deposits in the last couple of years. They've had some games on the wrong end of games like this.
Yeah.
They've learned from them. They're responding, and so far this year for them has been a great year.
Yep.
They want, of course, to finish it up well. There's a turnover.
Trying to slide the ball, try to get the ball past Renai, attack at Renai, and
kind of presented the ball.
Kind of makes it a little easy because Renai will definitely take the ball from you, given the chance.
And Renai is not alone in that
no
capacity on that team.
I mean, if you're trying to split Renai and Nye, good luck with that.
Yeah. And, you and I always talk about this, but, I mean, there are lessons to be learned.
Most
from
definitely.
This, and actually some lessons for Armbrae to learn, too, most of them more positive and more easily digested. But, this is every time you come out. I mean, until it's the final game of the year, there are lessons to be learned. Right?
For sure. Michael Tynes can take the ball to the hoop there and get to and one, fouled by Renai Beals. Nice strong take. He'll go to the line, shoot one. And he drains that. 3-point play by Michael Tynes. Just under 5 minutes left in the game. Jalen spinning, blocked by Kalen Bowes.
Okay.
Hitting the corner. Ball to Finn McLean, who hits it off the front of the rim in 3-point attempt. And Jalen's going to the hoop and fouled by Finn McLean.
Almost got the one.
Yeah, Jalen's so strong. When he goes through, you can hit that ball, but you have to get really at it to knock it from him. He's quite a strong.
Yeah, the best part of his offensive game is the penetration.
Yeah, and the strength that he does it with. Yeah, for sure. And he hasn't had too bad of a shooting game today.
Yeah, well, I think he's taken sort of good shots within his repertoire.
Yeah, for sure. He's had a better decision-making game tonight. Big rebound there by Michael Tynes off the missed foul shot.
He's also played very good D.
He has.
Consistently.
Yes. Most of them have. Nye's back in, guarding Josiah Brown. That's off the rim, and Elijah Matley is looking to run the point now.
Good read.
Patience, a lot of really good patience by Armbrae. Air ball by Elijah, gets his rebound back, misses putting it back up. Bose is looking to take it to the hoop. I'm not sure what he was looking to do there. That was a guard to a guard, looking for alley-oop from a guard to a guard.
Not a great decision on that one.
No. Enders is coming in,
Phoenix #1,
and Bo's going to take a seat.
Ospreys kid now.
Elijah Mantley gets it into Nye Johnson. Armbrae's really just going to take their time and chill out, not rush. And there's a travel call on Hudson Curry.
The intensity, such as it was, tends to have left the building.
It has left the building.
You know.
The people haven't left the building.
Nope.
There's a great
Nope,
crowd
there-
here.
yeah.
The stands are full.
Well,
the stage
Halifax
is full.
continues to be a great basketball
Yeah.
city, you know, and there's it's a year where there's a lot of very young talent.
There is.
Both genders, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of parity. A lot of
Yeah.
parity in both the guys and the girls leagues this year. You know, I mean, I would say that probably Armbrae is probably, you know, the favorite in the guys, but there's still so many other teams that are right behind them, if not creeping up beside them. So,
But, you know, in the West, they're still favorites, I think, on the girls' side. But Citadel, with a team with which you have some familiarity on the girls'
bit.
side, have recently changed that script a little bit too, right?
yeah,
So
for sure. And Grammar's right in on the mix.
Grammar is
With that too, with
definitely
here in
there.
the city. So, again, you know, no clear-cut favorite. So it'll be interesting going into playoffs. What teams do on both the guys and the girls, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to watch it all.
Well, the interesting part is that, you know, again, you've got probably a favorite in both, but
Yes.
you've got not that far behind
Yeah,
an
it's not-
interesting cluster of opponents who could, on a given night,
Yes,
turn that around.
totally. Yeah, it's not a clear cut like it has been in previous years. And we had a put up there by Trazen Barton, but the rebound by
If he had used
Enders,
the
who
glass,
finishes that.
he had earned himself a layup, but he didn't use the glass. So
And an attack there by
Elijah.
Elijah Mantley. Here comes Trason Barton again. He misses on that layup. Ball's being pushed
Nice
to Elijah,
find.
and he finishes.
who threw
Nice
that pass?
find.
Was that Dion or Clark?
I think it was, no, I think it was 24.
Oh, really? Okay.
Hudson
Whoever threw
Curry.
that pass,
Yeah.
perfectly located.
Yeah, no, it's a great pass. Another block there by
Dion.
Dion. As
Passing up
Yeah.
through the defender's hands there. I mean, it's low percentage anyway. And against someone as long and quick as Dion,
And against a
Yeah.
team like this that are always up in the
it's
air.
just not
like-
going to happen.
No, very, very few. Trying to get the ball to Enders in the corner. There goes Trayson getting it over to Finn McLean. Back to Barton. And he puts it up
Yep.
there in the middle of the key.
And
We've got a couple
some
subs coming in.
late game
Will Stewart and Jalen
substitutions.
Simmons.
Mix it up a little bit for Armbrae.
Yep. Just under 2 minutes left in the game. Ergenson is bringing it up. Hand off to Will. Hand off to Nye Johnson. It's a missed three, but getting the ball back. Armbrae is.
Oh!
Nye got up there.
That
He
would
wanted
have
to
been
put
a
that one back down.
spectacular putback.
That definitely would have been a highlight reel
Yeah.
for Maritime Athletic Profiles. They would have had that one on.
No doubt.
Yeah. Enders missed that putback. Jam, he just tried there. Noah Graves looking to put up a three, and that's off. And Bergen Simmons.
Barring
Picks
some
up that.
miracle here, Leslie, Armbrae's going to have won every one of the 4 quarters.
Yeah, most definitely. And big each quarter more than the one before.
Yeah.
So
This one is kind of, flattened out, but
So just wanted to take a moment to thank Maritime Athletic Profiles again for bringing this live stream game to you from the Ospreys Nest between Halifax Ospreys and Halifax Citadel Phoenix. They've done a great job all year covering high school sports of any sport. They're out there on the ice, on the pitch, on the court, and giving everybody a chance that can't get out to support their high school athletes, giving them a chance to watch them play. So,
And I
again,
think,
thank you.
Steel Auto as well,
Yeah,
right?
Steel Auto is a sponsor of Armbrae Athletics, proud sponsor of Steel Auto Group. So thank you to them for the support to Armbrae Athletics.
Well, this has been a surprise.
This has been a surprise. Yeah.
But again, you tend to sort of dwell all over the place on the various things. But bottom line, give Armbrae credit.
Most definitely.
They came out
Yep.
and just took this game.
Yep.
And
Right from the beginning.
grabbed hold of it, wrapped it up, and put it away so it could not be,
Yeah, right from the first
relocated.
layup, which was a steal off of the jump ball.
Yep.
And they didn't look back, and they just kept rolling. And again, I mean, again, this is just one game.
Yep.
And it's still in league play, and there's still so much more to be played for. League championship, provincials, Capital Region title. So there's still so much more for both teams, and all the teams still be playing for. So.
And they're the two seniors going off to
getting a standing
applause
ovation
from their full
fans.
house.
Jalen Burton Simmons and Nye Johnson, who actually said it was their night, and they played like seniors. No one told Dion Coward what he wasn't a senior, and Dion thought, I'm going to play like it too, and it did not hurt them at all.
As did a few teammates.
Yep.
The other thing, as you say, this is one game.
Another
nice three from that corner by McLean.
Yeah.
Is Citadel obviously all kinds of lessons, and they're going to dig deep and see what they can kind of gain from this, and then how they can build with that. And they're certainly going to be motivated should these two teams play again.
Right.
For Armbrae, great statement game. Now part of the challenge for their coaching staff is to re-motivate their kids should this encounter happen again. Is you got this because you earned it.
That's right.
You went out and you played with tremendous commitment, discipline, energy, etc.
Yeah.
Don't presume that's going to be there the next time.
Exactly. Every game's a different game, and you got to play every game like it's your first, and play this. If you play the same way every game, against a different opponent, hopefully you still have the same results. Maybe not to the extent of this, but still come out a winner. So again, thank you very much to Athletic Profiles for bringing this to you all. Hope everybody at home enjoyed themselves to a very good game. Talent-wise, a lot of talent on the floor, and a lot to be watching in the future. So I want to sign off tonight from me and my partner, Coach Bev Greenlaw, and we will see you again in the future.
Okay. Great to do this with you, Leslie.
All right.